Welcome back to another beautiful day in the land of music. My name is Douglas, and in today's video, I'm going to be taking you through song mode in the Nord Stage 3. So I have the Nord Stage 3 compact, but what I show you in this video applies to any one of the variations of the Stage 3 line. So jumping into this video, it's going to have three parts. Number one, I'm going to talk about what is song mode and what's an example of how you could use it. Number two, I'm going to talk about song mode versus live mode. If you've watched my video on live mode, you'll know I use live mode whether I'm in the studio or playing live, and it's something that I love in the Nord Stage 3. And then finally, I'm going to talk about how to actually use song mode, how to set it up, how to go through and set up your own songs there, and kind of talk about some of the terminology around it. So let's jump right in and talk about what is song mode. So song mode in the Nord Stage 3 is a way that you can set up programs in sequence. So if you're playing live, you can use song mode to set up your songs beforehand. So let's say you've got a song where you need a piano to start out the song. Halfway through the song, you switch to a B3 organ. And then towards the end of the song, you end with a piano and pad sound, right? So you've got three different sounds you're switching between in that entire song. And it may be more or less than that. But what you can do is use song mode to set it up beforehand. And then you can easily switch between those sounds while you're playing the Nord Stage 3. You can even tie those programs to a control foot switch to just be able to use the foot switch to change sounds without having to touch anything on the keyboard itself. So I find the use for song mode to be really geared towards playing live, where you want to set up all of your programs beforehand. And with the Nord Stage 3, you have the ability to have 8 banks with 50 songs per bank. And inside each song, you have 5 song parts, which are essentially 5 programs that you can define per song. So you could set up all of your songs, and within each song you could have 5 programs. And then you've got 8 banks of those as well. So there's a ton of possibility here. I don't think you'll ever fill this up, but if you do, you can use the sound manager on your computer, plug the Nord in. You can back up and upload and download your song banks there. So you could set these up for different tours and then be able to load those back before you start the tour. So you may be thinking, isn't song mode a lot like live mode? Live mode, you've got 5 different presets. You can set up the sounds on each preset. You can switch between them really quickly. If we move back, turn song mode off and go to live mode, I've got my 5 presets here. So there, I've got 5 presets set up under live mode. But what the difference is between live mode and song mode is that live mode actually stores every change I'm making to these sounds live. So let's say on my piano, I've got this white grand on live mode preset 3. And maybe I want to change the octave on this. If I move away from this live mode preset now and go to my and move back to my number 3 preset. So it stored my octave change that I made there. So remember, every parameter you change gets stored instantly to that sound. And if you wanted to then save this to an actual program, you'd go in and store this just like you'd store a regular program. You see right now it's stored to Live 3, but you could go in and store that to an actual program in the Nord Stage 3 that you could then call up later. But keep in mind, live mode saves the changes. So as I'm going and I'm playing and I tweak, I go away and come back, everything that I tweaked is going to be there when I come back. With song mode, the difference is song mode doesn't actually store the programs. All song mode does is references programs that are stored in the Nord Stage 3. So what this means is we're basically just creating a template where we've got 8 banks, we've got 50 songs per bank, and inside each song, picture it spidering out, and below each song, you got 50 songs, and each song has 5 slots that you can reference stored programs from the Nord Stage 3. So what that means is if we make an edit, so I changed, I'm gonna move away and I'm gonna come back. It reloads our referenced program when we come back to whatever the program is stored in the Nord Stage 3. So this program is stored with an octave of 0 and a couple other settings I could change here. I could go to soft, change, move away, go to the Velvet Grand, move back, and you'll notice everything reset back to the way that program stored. My octave and the soft are gone. So song mode doesn't store any edits. When you move away and come back, it's gonna reset. It's gonna basically call that program back up fresh anytime you move between. Now you do have seamless transitions between switching sounds. So let's say I go from my Royal Grand 3D, I switch to the Italian Grand, and then let's say I'm gonna switch songs to the uprights, to my romantic upright. And then I'm gonna go over to the claves. So I switched between all of those and had seamless transitions between the sounds, no drops of effects, cuts of the sounds like you have in a lot of keyboards. So let's talk about song mode a little bit more. So we know song mode is just a reference, right? You have 8 banks, 50 songs, 5 parts per song, basically 5 programs per song. And the way this is set up is we have up at the top here, it says song 1 of 1. And as we scroll, you'll notice that the number on the right increments. So we've got 50 slots under our number 1 bank. Then it switches to our bank 2. We've got 50 under there, and so on and so forth. So up at the top, the first number on the left is our bank, and our song is on the right. And out of the box, the Nord Stage 3 comes with some preset songs. So we've got grand pianos, we've got upright pianos, EPs, right? They've kind of categorized the different sounds into songs. So under the grand pianos, which is bank 1, song 1, then we have our song parts. So we've got 5 song parts down here, and you'll notice that it says program, song parts. So we can switch between these by just tapping on these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buttons here. Or again, you could tie this to a control pedal and you could actually switch between them by pressing your control pedal. Really handy if you're playing live, you don't have to jump up. I can be playing, hit the foot switch and it'll automatically switch to my next preset or my next song part within that song. So you could have 5 song parts per song, and then you can switch between your songs by turning the program wheel or by pressing these bank forward and back buttons. Now, a couple of little shortcuts here. So let's say we want to switch banks really quickly. Well, you can hold Shift and then press your bank buttons. Boom, now we've switched to bank 2, 3, 4, back to 1. And then we could also hold Shift and scroll our wheel, and you'll notice now we get a nice list. So we can scroll down through and we can see these are my different songs. So you may have a live setup and you're gonna go on tour and you're gonna use bank 1 for all the songs on that tour. Let's say you're doing a spring tour. So you set up bank 1 as your spring tour and all your songs can have up to 50 songs for that tour. And then you can see the name here. And then we just go and we can exit that list mode by just tapping Shift Exit. So let's say that we do want to store an edit we've made to a program within song mode. Now keep in mind that song mode is just a reference. So let's say we do go here. And we say, oh, we want to drop that down an octave and make it soft. And we want to store that preset or that change we made to the program to the actual keyboard. So next time we call up this reference in song mode, it pulls up our change here. So to do this, we have to actually edit song mode. So there's 2 edits. There's song edit, where we actually change what sound or program is referenced in song mode. And then we have the program edit itself. So to save this program edit, I have to exit song mode, and it's gonna keep everything that I edited when I exit song mode. So now I can go into store, and I can store this to an actual program. I'm gonna exit because I don't wanna overwrite my Royal Grand 3D, but you could change the banks, you could scroll through, and do all of that. You could change a name by holding Shift and hitting Store. That allows you to change a name and all of that. I'm going to exit and go back to song mode. So let's say that we want to change the actual sound that's in song part 1. So we're in bank 1, song part 1, and I want to change this. So hold Shift and go to song mode or song edit here. And now I can go in and change the program by scrolling through my programs here or holding Shift and moving through my programs here. So maybe I like that. I want to go in, I'm going to exit list mode. So it's a super grand. It's that program there. And I want to store this to bank 1, song part 1. To do that, I'm going to tap store. It says store song 2. I'm going to hit store again. And now my number 1 part. Move away, come back. So I want to go and change that all the way back to the Royal Grand 3D. Store. So that's a simple run through of how to use song mode. Again, you've got 8 banks, 50 songs per bank, and then 5 programs per song. Lots of possibilities. Let's jump over to the computer really quick, and I want to show you in the Sound Manager where you can find songs and where you can back those up and change those. So over on the computer here, we have our Sound Manager pulled up. This is the Nord Sound Manager. We have the Nord plugged in with USB. And over here, down here, you'll see tabs for piano, sample library, programs, synth, and then song. So here you can see kind of the same thing we were seeing in the keyboard itself, but in a bit of a nicer view. So these are our songs, and basically you've got bank on the left, location, which is your song, and then inside each song, you have the 5 programs over here. So we could go to each one of these and we could see which programs are being used. Clavinets, pad pianos, and obviously all of the others are undefined. So we have only bank 1. We don't have any of the other 7 banks here because they're undefined. As we define them in the keyboard, as we make changes, it'll continue to refresh this as long as the keyboard's plugged in and this is turned up. We could upload and download song bundles, and then we could back up our Nord per the usual. I won't get into the details on that, but I just wanted to show you real quick where to find the songs in the Nord Sound Manager. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you've got questions about song mode or anything else about the Nord Stage 3, throw those in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer them. Thanks for watching. Stay inspired and keep making that music.